There we go.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the table. We are going to be playing some Kingdom today. Guys, it's been a while since we got to the table playing this game, right?
Yeah.
It's been, I don't even know, a few weeks.
It's been like
Few
a
weeks.
month.
It's been months, something like that.
Yeah.
Been a while.
And take a bit
so-
of doing to remember what the hell was going on.
Yeah, we're gonna get a little bit here as we get acquainted. Let's put on some acquaintance music.
Yeah.
That's my jam.
So what happened? We are playing in the kingdom of what is formerly known as Grunion Run, which is now Gold Run. We have a beautiful lakefront district of the city of Parsa. Up and coming, I believe. We had some changes happen to during the last session. The ones that happened. Wait a minute. Did we pick yes or no last time?
We stopped the.
Oh yeah, because we couldn't agree.
Wait, is that? I thought we did proceed to like prohibit it.
No way.
I
I
thought
would
we
not
did.
have agreed to that. Absolutely not.
Oh no, that's right. We didn't proceed. I added 2 more little boxes to the crossroads.
I
'cause we
tried. God dang it.
couldn't- Yeah, we had 2 people. 2 people with the power, whatever that's called, the power roll,
Yeah.
and they couldn't agree. So we are pushing forth onto the next one.
So, we don't put an end to it.
No, look at this. Look at the little thing. Do you see those 2 little boxes that were expertly
Yeah.
and not at all at
we
a
play
weird
more.
angle?
Right.
That's right.
I
We played.
Okay.
We have 2 more scenes to do. What we are trying to decide now for our kingdom. Oh, wonderful viewers of ours. Oh, loyal, prodigious fans. We are trying to decide if gold. Yeah, I'm just saying words. Doesn't make.
What kind of fans?
Just gonna say get flowery all of a sudden. That's all.
Prodigious, I don't know.
Prodigious. Oh, okay.
I don't even know if I said that word. Okay. We are trying to figure out if Gold Run, I keep wanting to say Grunion Run, Gold Run is going to prohibit the many vices that have really put it on the map and made it a star attraction location. So we have 2 more scenes to do, and there are 4 of us. Who would like to suggest a scene?
But before we do that, just since the viewers can't see the yes/no options on the screen, should we briefly recap what our decision is here?
Let's do that. That's a great idea. Red Glasses, Master of Ceremonies.
That's what they call me.
If Grunion Run if the Gold Grunions decide to prohibit the vice that is a big attraction here, the consequences are going to be financial ruin for many. Many in Grunion will have financial ruin.
Financial Runyon.
There will be a reduction in the traditional power structure that is here, this alderman system that exists. There will also be a reduction in criminality, which I think is the expected and hopeful thing in doing this. But tourism will collapse. People, who the hell wants to come if they can't get any? What drugs did we sign? If they can't get any spree or dream, like that's what I come for.
Or opium.
Baby.
There was opium as well.
Or opium.
Yeah.
Opium's there too.
Can't forget it.
Don't forget it. Don't forget it. There will be fewer deaths, which, I guess it's fine. Less individual freedoms. More social control, and it will be dangerous. Some will not want to give up power, and they might try to kill Talk, the little goblin auntie.
She's so cute. I love her.
She's too impressionable. She's gotta go.
Yeah, it's too much. But if we decide no, we don't want to do this, there will be an economic boom for some, right? The power structure that is in place now will be strengthened. The criminal element will be strengthened. More people will die. People will retain more individual freedoms and less social control. Really a what are those people called that don't want any rules, that read a lot of Ayn Rand or pretend they read Ayn Rand? No, the other one.
Libertarians?
That's the one. That's the word. High schoolers. No, libertarians. Libertarian dream. And we couldn't decide, so we're adding 2 extra scenes. Maybe we'll hear from Certain of Grumish. Maybe we'll hear from Alderman Morgan Honeywell. Maybe we'll hear from Willie Grunion. I don't know.
Gotta love Willie Grunion. I honestly didn't think this in advance, and I really have no idea. I was set with what Talk said, you know, I was satisfied with it.
Well, we might want to change Talk's mind then, because, I mean, Talk and Morgan are power. So one of them's either gonna budge or get overthrown for this this shit to resolve.
I'm not gonna budge.
Yeah, so you may have to be budged.
Actually, you can't kill my character unless I want you to, so...
No.
I didn't say nothing about killing you. Yet.
Sounds like someone has an idea for a scene.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to an idea. I'm like...
well, maybe more Honeywell really wants to make things happen, and is making some moves. Are there moves
but the thing is, it wouldn't be with Certain. It wouldn't be with Talk, or it might be with Talk directly.
Well,
so Willie Grunion's
one option there, doesn't it?
what was Willie's deal? Can we get
Willie Grunion is the last of the Grunions, the great, wonderful fishmongers of the run. Yes, he's the touchstone. So whatever he feels is just automatically what most people feel. He can sway the masses. Willie can.
Willie's a Grunion.
Yeah. And last time I believe he was given his first free dose of spree.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yes, at Montpellier's.
Parsa's Finest?
Yeah.
Actually, wait.
But it was like a chain, Parsa's Finest, right?
Yeah, no, it wasn't Parsa's Finest. It was another pub.
Oh, it was, yeah. What was that
called? But it was...
Pimp Willie out, you sick fuck. Anyway, dig to the spree.
I got a lot done that
I'm on to you.
So, yeah, I think that's a good idea for a scene. So, I'd like to... Willie as an influential member of the neighborhood, the final fishmonger, might have some stuff going for him. So Alderman Honeywell's trying to get a new line of product into town. So if Talk is going to be out on the Vice imports, we're going to need an alternative channel. So I think Honeywell would probably want to invite Mr. Willie to visit to see if we can establish an arrangement here.
Okay, 2.5 hours late, at least. He walks very slowly. Where are we meeting? What's the location? We know location.
So this should just be Honeywell's office, so the Alderman's facility. But would there be a new one in the Gold Run side? Yeah, probably. She would want to move over
I think that this might be like the top floor of one of these like casinos that popped up. Like there's some real
Yep.
You get glass floors, you can see what's happening down below.
No, because then they can see up my skirt. Voyeur.
Perv.
I'm not a lawyer, I'm a fishmonger.
Alright.
Yeah, walking in very, very late, because you made him walk up to the second floor. Willie. Oh! No, don't worry, I'm coming! Oh. Yeah. I was told you'd have refreshments. Are there any available?
Hello to you too, Willie. Come on in. Why don't you have a seat?
Oh, Oh, yeah. No cushion on the chair, I see. That's fine. That's fine. Sit myself down on this.
What took you, my friend?
Trying to straighten up a little bit. Yeah, I've done it. I've done it. Oh, you know, I was going down, and that goddamn trolley driver driving like a maniac all over the road. Almost ran me down.
He just drives on one track. He's always in the same place.
Maniac going all over. Can't me tell you, those damn donkeys are a menace.
Okay. Well, you said you wanted refreshments. What do you have? What's your poison?
Spree.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. Hold on. I'm a little parched.
ASMR for y'all. For free.
Could use a beverage to wash down the day.
Yeah, I'm asking you, pick your poison, my friend.
Oh.
You want it, we got it.
Yeah, give me some. Well, we are in Parsa. I'll take some whiskey. Some good
whiskey.
Parson whiskey.
Honeywell looks over Willie's shoulder to where one of the guards stands at the door and nods upwards, and he runs off to arrange. He'll be here in a moment.
Well, Lady Alderman, I'm here to serve you the best I can. It must be a mighty big fish order that you need to have me come all the way here. How many pounds of grunion will you require?
I do need some big fish. That's absolutely true.
They're decidedly not big. We just have lots of them.
See, those aren't the ones I'm necessarily talking about.
Oh.
I think it's not quite your fishy fingers I'm so interested in. It's more of your ability to feel out what the populace wants. And you've got a little private dock there too, don't you?
Well, yeah, I own my dock. I paid my taxes.
Of course you do, of course, Willie. Oh, here are the drinks and a little glass pitcher that's very intricately arranged is placed down. There's a little bucket of ice in case you want it on the rocks.
No, I don't need that. Your fancy cold drinks. I'm just gonna. He kind of spills some. His shaky hands just kind of make him spill all over. And he kind of, that's the good stuff. Let me.
And a cocktail is delivered for Honeywell and has like a stick in it, and she just starts stirring it absent-mindedly with her perfect French manicure on her nails, or Parson manicure, I should say.
Oh, well, I don't know how the people feel, but I'd be happy to tell you my opinions. Goddamn track, rip it right out of the ground. It's a menace.
Yeah, Willie, we're not gonna do that. That's important to transportation.
The only thing worse than the trolley is all those wagons not on the tracks. They're even worse.
Okay, that one I can hear you on. But listen, I'm more interested in the underground. So I heard a little birdie told me you might have had your first experience with Spree. And I was wondering how you've been feeling since then. You said it took you a while to... What's wrong?
Who told you that?
Oh,
Willie.
Willie.
You're telling lies about Willie?
Lies?
Willie's on the straight, baby. I don't touch none of that stuff. Sorry, Alderman, baby.
Will you close the door? And you hear the door slam shut behind you. So you wouldn't happen to know anything about this? And she pulls a drawer open and takes out a little shot of Spree in a little clay container. This doesn't look familiar to you, Willie?
Oh, what is that even? Let me get a closer look.
Take a look. Take a look.
And he grabs it. I don't remember how we decided Spree is taken.
I think I panicked and made it a drink last time, so...
Oh, this is... Never seen the stuff before. Starts rubbing it on his gums a little bit. Whoa! Whoa!
That's my boy. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay! Yes. Willie likes the drugs.
So here's what's going on. You know Auntie Talk?
Oh! She never shuts the hell up, let me tell you.
That's for damn sure. Problem is, she's been talking to Certain. You know that big orc fellow?
Oh, I gotta
serious one?
stand up. Excuse me. Let me. Ooh, okay.
That's
Stretch
what
my
I like
legs.
to see.
Certain. He looks like good stock.
He does,
Solid.
but he's poisoning the people against me. He's trying to stop Vice. Can you believe it? Willie's trying to stop Spree.
I don't know who this Vice is, but if they want to get rid of Spree, well, you know, I think. Let me tell you the honest truth. I think that stuff should be banned, and also be in very abundant supply in the neighborhood.
You see, Willie, you're a real runner. All right, that's what we call people from the run these days.
Oh. Okay. I can get behind that.
So here's what I need from you about that order of big fish. You got your private dock. We've got some.
Steady now.
There you go. We got some connects across the lake, but we need a way to bring the stuff into town and into Auntie V's people's hands.
Oh yeah, yeah. Willie's got the connect. Yeah. Let me tell you, the nice thing about little fishes is they can kind of make a blanket. If there's like a container, and then you throw all little fishes on top, you don't know what's under there.
I don't need to hear all the details.
Like
I think you know what you're doing.
peanuts that flop around, camouflage. Stinky. No one wants to go digging through Grunion, except old Willie.
She'll reach under the table and pull like a little string, and a bell rings on the other side of the door, and it opens up again.
Oh.
So, you can stay as long as you like, Willie. You can have a little more whiskey, a little more drink, or a little more of a sample if you want. But we're going to have you sign some paperwork over here, and then you'll be free to go.
Willie doesn't like signing paperwork.
That was a joke. We're not going to take notes on a criminal fucking conspiracy, Willie.
Oh. Good. You're gonna float me a little bit downstairs, right? I'm feeling like I can count cards all of a sudden.
You feeling lucky?
No, I'm feeling like I know. Ain't no luck involved in it.
Talk to Vinny out there. He'll hook you up.
What's this thing?
Hey, put that down.
Oh,
That's my cat statue. Don't break the merchandise, Willie.
Smells funny. Okay. Bye. All right.
All right, so laying some groundwork here.
All right. Yeah. So you're making plans. Stuff is happening there. But also, I think, like for my move of saying like how Willie feels, which then becomes how everyone feels. Willie not so keen on talk, but like Certain.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, feels that Certain is, you know, maybe a good fella, even though maybe Certain doesn't want the things that he wants. You know, it's a complex situation.
I don't know if he's a good fella. He seems a little too straight and narrow.
Saying. All right. So I would suggest maybe now, either Certain or talk do a scene.
I have
Or
a
both,
reaction to that scene.
Oh yeah.
Real quick. You see Certain like climbing this long spiraling flight of stairs amidst this broad canopy, and he reaches the top and stands before like a cross-legged Aarakocra, like all gray white feathers, like beads strung throughout her feathers, and says, "It is almost time, Sky Mother. Be ready."
Uh-oh.
I missed that voice. Oh my god.
Time for what? Uh-oh.
I like that. I know we didn't make a time jump, but I'd like to think that following the scene that Certain and Talk had last session. I feel like Talk kind of made him like our right hand. Is that the term? Advisor.
Consigliere.
Yeah.
I don't think Certain wants to be part of Talk's organization. I don't think he has any interest in that.
But it's not so much like. She's
No,
reformed.
he doesn't see her as a superior to him.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't see that either.
So he would not be willing to do like a council. And I think he sees like these various like factions and leaders of these different groups as equals, as peers. So he's no interest in being like part of an organization.
Okay. Okay. I think Talk sees you that way, though.
Yeah, no, I can't tell Talk what. Yeah, I'm saying I don't think that would.
But I understand that you guys didn't have an agreement now.
I think what I'm thinking right now is like Certain's point of view is that if you guys can't decide what to do, we need something different to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all ready for Certain's theocratic rule of the run. I can't tell you.
We did have religious strife as a challenge or whatever the hell as a threat. So I mean, as the alderman, I ain't signing any bans. So that's where I'm at. And if I'm forced to sign bans, it's gonna have to be from someone up higher. And if that's the case, we've got our groundwork laid for Vice to go underground. Without Vice, the run won't be so nice, you know?
So we have one more scene to do, because that was the 6th scene, so we have one more scene to do.
One more scene in this crossroad.
Okay, I have an idea for a scene.
Okay.
You all, so this is for everyone. I know it's like unconventional, but it's for everybody. You all receive notice through verbal messenger otherwise that Certain is called a Grand Council of the Run.
The hell's that?
Duh. It's a meeting of all the important people.
Where is this going to take place? Where from our locations?
It takes place around the fountain.
Love it.
Outdoor meeting under the open sky. Fine, let's go check it out.
I'm the criminal organization, not you. Why are you so shady?
It's not shady. I don't want to get rained on.
Why is it raining?
It's easy to get...
Huh? Your power. Anything you says goes. If it's not raining, it's not raining.
It looks like it may rain.
It's like, I feel like, here's the thing though, I think like, I'm setting up the scene obviously, but I don't think it's like Certain scene, I think it's like everyone's scene, it's like the 7th, it's like the last one. So I'm gonna like, I want to set it, but I don't necessarily want to be like the main character of it. That's not my goal here in doing this. So basically what I think we see as we zoom in around this fountain is like, every group, basically every demographic of the run is represented here. There is like the Grung from the grotto. There's the Arakokra from the treetops. There's orcs represented by Certain. There's maybe hobgoblins. Maybe I don't know if they all fall in beside Laws. You know, I don't know if they're backing his play. But like every single goblin, like Auntie's representing the goblins. Like the alderman is like obviously presiding because that's like the role. But there's like everyone is here to like have input on this choice. This is the idea of this.
Cool.
So alderman's presiding. This is her like town hall. Is that what you're?
No, I don't think it's that. But I think you are like a seat at the table, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is this like a panel update?
Think Council of Elrond, baby, like old style. Like we're going, we're figuring it all the way back.
Okay. So it's like, yeah, okay. I'm thinking ancient Greece, like some sort of democratic debate type.
Everyone's wearing togas.
It's our ceremonial outfit here in the run, the toga.
I'm all the way in the back. I can't see what's going. Somebody tell me what's happening up there.
We've got some like enchantments doing thaumaturgy on voices so that the crowd can hear. And Alderman Honeywell does wear a snow white toga with a bright red trim on the bottom full-on ceremonial Parson government attire.
Talk's toga is like human sized. She's floating in it, quite literally.
And certain is...
We are here to decide if the office of alderman is worth continuing.
Get told, Aldi.
It no longer represents the will of the people.
I beg to differ as I drink my wine. I haven't lost an election in how many years now?
I just love the timbre of his voice.
Me
It is
too.
not that there is anything deficient in you, alderman. It is that the office itself cannot possibly represent everyone in the run. The fault is not with you, but with the office itself.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
What a great argument.
Why don't we hear from the people directly? I think we've got a good slice of the demographic represented here, no?
I do want to say that in the previous session, in case you guys forgot, I did establish that Tog had like talked her way in with the minorities, like the Arkukras, the there were other ones, but I forgot what they were.
Fair enough.
No more aldermen! Anarchy! Anarchy!
Was that Willie? Willie, shut the fuck up. What's wrong with you?
My God! After the big meeting like this, everyone's gonna really be on a spree.
I have no idea what you mean by that. That's crazy.
If you have lost someone to opium, step forward.
And a shit ton of people step forward. Sorry, I'm not the people. Sorry. Fuck. My bad.
Oh. My family's been dead a long time. Look at all these other people stepping forward, though. God damn, that's a lot of people.
If you have lost someone to a dream, step forward.
Oh, my sister died from that shit. I'm gonna take a step.
Sorry.
If spree is in your veins right now, poisoning, step forward.
Nope.
You don't have to do that. You
Couldn't
don't have
take-
to...
Couldn't. Not me. What
It is
are
in
you?
your power to choose the future that lies before you. You may choose one of violence and excess. You may choose one of apathy and sloth and greed and corruption. Or you may choose the path of righteousness. No one may choose for you.
What's the
You know-
crowd doing, Matt?
I don't know that I love what he's saying, but I just fucking love the way he's saying it. It's so persuasive. It's
All right. Enough steps forward. You're gonna start crushing the people in the front against the rail.
no, back up that quick! Oh my god!
What? Let's think about the other side of Vice. If you've ever had a nice night at Parsa's finest, let's take a step back.
One step, people. Just one.
If you've ever made money from tourists outside of Parsa or from other districts, step back.
Yep, selling those fish.
And if you've ever won big at Ace in the Hole or any of our other fine gambling establishments, take another step back.
No, I can't. I haven't won a fucking day in my life.
And ask yourself how far you are willing to retreat.
Damn, take a point of inspiration for that. What a good line.
So is there a faction preference like happening here, Matt? What's the like which arguments are swaying the crowd more?
Oh, what a fucking great time to be the touchstone of this game, guys. Yeah. I think this is what it is. Let's talk about the people's reaction action to this political moment, with a quick pause to the action. In one place, we have a charismatic leader who wants to take away all the drugs that make us have a lot of fun, and on the other make us money as well. On the other side, we have someone who wants to make us this money and everything, who's not terribly likable and is like political establishment and everything else. I think the crowd's ready to hear from a third faction.
Ooh.
Is that my cue?
It is.
Ah,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, it is.
One day, guys, I'll get it. One day.
And I'll remind you guys too, right? That you guys that are power can exercise your power in a scene.
How? Can you explain that? Sorry.
Power makes things happen.
So whatever I say goes?
Whatever you
Well-
say happens. Yeah.
Within reason, right? Like, let's not have
Yeah.
hippopotami falling from the sky.
Yeah.
No, you're fine, you're fine.
Okay.
But like, if your character were to say, I don't know, dump a bucket of shit on that guy Willie, like a bucket of shit's gonna get dumped on Willie, you know.
Okay. I think Talk turns towards her people, goblins, and all the minorities she reached out to. And she says, "Listen, guys, I see the look of worry on your faces, okay? I see it. 'Cause yes, you may have one big at Ace in the Hole. Yes, you may have had a great night of great sensual pleasures at Parsa's Finest.
Yeah.
But tell me, how many of those nights ended with a headache? How many of those mornings did you wake up throwing up? Huh? And tell me, how many houses were, well, houses to like dozens of deaths because people were overdosing? Huh? A lot. We're losing our people. Soon the run will be empty. Me and certain, obviously, we built those gardens over those dead houses housing dead people. Because we want to make something new out of something that needs to get out. Something better.
Ooh, gardens of dead people, yeah.
That's not what I meant to say.
I'm into it.
Oh,
Bones
that's what
and
I meant to
flowers,
say.
baby. Do it.
That's what...
Burn this shit down. Anarchy.
And you claim to speak for the goblins, little girl.
Sorry, repeat. Sorry.
And you claim to speak for the goblins, little girl.
I claim to speak for the for the better of my people. Whether you see it or not.
Our people. This is how we made us something of ourselves. Don't you understand that?
Who is that? Who's that talking there? I like what she's
that's
saying.
That's on TV.
On TV. Well, let me remind you what my auntie used to say. Auntie Grootz. Remember her? Yeah, you hated her. I know you remember her.
Bless her.
Anyway.
I'll pour out some wine.
Yeah, pour one out for Auntie Grootz.
Crowd loves that shit.
Okay, so remember her? You know what she told me one night before telling me my bedtime story? She told me that little people like us, ugly little people like us, ugly little dumb people like us, we need to do good things, big things, memorable things in order to even be recognized by the big, beautiful, smart people, okay? And this is what I'm doing. I make sure not only my race survives, but is recognized for their good deeds. And not
What an
killing...
inspiration.
Nice. I lost the flow, I got nervous, sorry.
Sorry. I don't know when to hold it back.
But that was basically the speech. I was almost done, so you get it.
So Alderman Honeywell's like staring out, trying to get a feel, because what she doesn't want is a riot, and what she doesn't want is to be publicly humiliated. So far, it's sort of been like even keel. There's been some points against, some points for.
Yeah, I think they're being swayed.
Yeah.
In this moment of herd mentality, they are choosing the virtuous way, even though they might regret it later.
So what does that look like? What's happening here in the crowd?
Tell us.
Hot dog! I'm so hyped up on spree I can't sit down. Let's ban drugs.
And that chant gets picked up, right?
Let's ban drugs.
Let's ban drugs.
Hopped on spree. Let's ban drugs. Hopped on spree. My testicles haven't descended in 3 weeks.
Oh my god.
Hearing that, Alderman looks to her like bodyguards and sort of like limbers up the toga and starts to prepare to leave the stage.
Yeah, show some leg, honey.
Phew to phew.
Sorry, that was inappropriate, Lady Alderman. I respect the position.
I propose a council consisting of one representative from each community over the run.
Yeah.
Each will have a vote and a voice in what we decide.
Don't forget the fishermen.
Is that still a faction?
Yes,
I'm
distinct and important.
Of course. Willie.
Yes.
In fact, my son quite enjoys the water.
Oh.
So the crowd worries more. There's like a swell towards the front as people are picking up this herd mentality and getting slightly more aggressive. Alderman's getting a bit scared and backing away. It's time to go. It's time to hit it. It's getting ugly here. We gotta get the hell out of here. Cross the trolley tracks, and she joins her black-togaed bodyguards and scampers away from this council meeting.
Vive la revolution! Vive la revolution!
That was good.
I think I'll certainly just say to whoever's left in the crowd there, let us decide. Let us decide to be the best of Parsa. To build museums and churches and gardens and restaurants and parks so that people will still come here. If we do this, it is the will of Grumsh.
Yeah, the will of Grummy.
You've heard what certain said, people. Get building. We want restaurants. We want parks. We want other facilities for nice leisurely activities.
A second fountain.
A second fountain. Get building. Chop chop.
All right.
That was, by the way, that last sentences. That was me exerting power and saying we're building shit.
Well, that's how this works, though, people. You guys have... It's still up to you two.
Oh,
that was just the scene. That wasn't... That's decide shit. Now we have to do the actual game mechanics.
I thought I
Yeah,
understood the rules for a second.
No, I don't understand the rules, nor do I.
Well, Matt, do you have the rules for that?
Mind.
I do. What is the... Okay. Well,
But-
if they say start building stuff, people start building things.
No, but I'm saying that there's... But I don't know if they... When we do the turn, when we each take our turn...
Yeah,
Doesn't
yeah.
Power have to like do something formally too?
Yes. Well, now we're at the end of the crossroads.
So I have a reaction here, briefly.
Okay.
So after the crowd turns and the bodyguards whisk Alderman across the cart track in the middle back to the new office that's above whatever Ace in the Hole, and she goes back up to her office and waits a little while, expecting On TV to show up. And once On TV gets there, they look over 3 documents that are on the table. One that bans drugs, apart from whatever, booze, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
A second that bans gambling and prostitution. and a third that is a resignation of the alderman position. And they're all laid out on the table there. And Alderman says to on TV, well, I think they've forced our hand. You saw how ugly that crowd got. That was like half the populace on the side of churches and museums.
You'll want it even more.
I love that I don't even have to say what I'm thinking and you pick it right up. And she grabs this fancy pink feather pen and puts her gorgeous signature, Honeywell, 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 on all 3 documents.
That seems like a pain in the ass to sign.
And puts, drops the quill, grabs her wine bottle, and they head out.
Okay, I think... Okay. So the step 1... Here we go. Hang on, wait a minute. Let me hit... The first
This is before the storm, right? Okay, I thought we were due. No, this is before the storm tier.
What's that?
Oh, before the storm is that amazing track. It's fucking so good.
Oh,
Legit, guys. It's like tavern music tier.
All right, let's.
Oh shit, that's big
I'm with you.
tiers.
Let's do that stuff. We're supposed to review the crossroads. We kind of did that before we started playing, and things hadn't changed terribly much, right? So, we know like that what we're working on is whether or not we're going to prohibit vice in the run. We know what will happen if we decide yes. We know what will happen if we decide no. I'm not going to reread them because I did that very recently ago, just 2 scenes ago. Step 2 is power makes a decision. We have
Done.
2 powers. We have Alderman. Alderman? Morgan Honeywell.
Ex-alderman now, but...
And we have Little Goblin, niece of Auntie, now Auntie herself, Talk, the Nerfling.
Jeez, I love her.
So, power and power, what is your decision?
We're banning that shit.
Yep. Vice prohibited. The
We
people
are
have spoken.
going with yes. Oh, we are also supposed to decide if this is going to be the end of the game when we end a crossroads. I'm thinking we have to do at least 1 more, especially because we want to get to a fucking crisis, right? Like, we want to get to a crisis. Yeah, okay. Yeah. What are we playing this game for, if not to
Exactly.
get okay, wonderful.
We want chaotic energy. Give us chaoticness.
So, Vice has been prohibited. That's changing the run greatly. Actually, there's only one person that gets to decide how the run is changed by this. Because only one person has perspective. The perspective of what happens. Perspective is going to tell us if each of these predictions on the winning side come true or not. So you can go step by step to each of them and decide if they're true or not.
Okay, I think financial ruin for many definitely happens, and I think it's actually financial ruin for all. Like, I think it plunges the run into like a severe economic depression that basically is like forcing them back into an agrarian economy. Like, it's like very like we're gonna redo everything, and it's gonna like really suck for like a while. I do think that Alderman ceases to exist as an office. Like, it no longer functions.
Sorry, Mike, when you say agrarian society, is there also a resurgence of Grunion fishermen?
Oh, yes.
Duh.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah, I think people take lane. Well, partly it's because the fish are back, because it's clean now. The waters are clean, so there's actually enough Grunion population to... Like, the reason why it collapsed in the first place was it was so polluted. But because we cleaned the lake, dredged it all into the grotto, one benefit of that was clean water. So now, like, Grunion are back, and it's actually like a booming... fish. Like, you could see Willie on the dock, like, happily, like, running like a major fish market again. Like, there's like some hope there. Tourism absolutely collapses at craters. No one comes here anymore. Full stop. No one wants to come to a fish market. It smells. Criminality is like outwardly reduced, but not like hidden. Like, it's not like reduced. And it just goes into hiding again. Or just it's less visible. There are fewer deaths. Like, there is definitely less less drug use over. It's still like used, but it's not as pervasive as it once was. Even though opium is proving harder to deal with than the other two. The other two are kind of a little more fatty. Opium is kind of feels like it's here to stay in a big way. And then there's less individual freedom in the sense that it's now like gangs in New York style. Like every tribe is out for itself and their own, and it's very like that. It's very like gang, sometimes like gang warfare ish. But there's more social cultures. Like everyone is encouraged to keep their people in line. Like don't do like if you're doing some crazy shit out there, like that's gonna come look bad on the Aarakocra. It's gonna look bad on the hobgoblins, whatever. And I think it is dangerous. I think, but the way that people like dangerous do not want to go power, I think they just go into like a criminal like underworld kind of thing, and I think they just operate from the shadows again, as opposed to being like outwardly like in charge. And I think Talk. They think they do try to kill Talk, but I think that she survives.
Suck it, loser.
Who's they? Like the people take the
like the other aunties who like don't agree with her dumb shit. Like
do I kill them in return? No, I'm kidding.
I don't know. I don't know how much we're gonna jump, but I think that's just dealing with what we talked about.
Yeah.
I think it is like some of those positives are starting to manifest in very small ways, but it's like a bleak. It's like it's not the glitzy and glamour kind of. Like a lot of like casinos or old casino buildings are sitting empty and ruined essentially.
But do we use those dead spaces to rebuild, like the parks, the restaurants we were talking about?
Yeah, I think that like the idea of like there being a culture of the run, like the idea that there could be a culture of the run starts to manifest. Like this could actually be a cultural center to not like obviously to rival the university, but it becomes like we have an identity now, and like actually we should try to pursue this spirit of like what our community is going to represent in the city as a larger whole.
And like I listen, we're 4 episodes deep now. I think we actually have built like history for the run, right? Like you're talking about the emergence of a culture. I think we've created that, and now it has the opportunity to flourish.
And I think that everyone's identity is tied into this. I think that this idea of like every group being represented is something that's rare in the city. It's maybe not how every neighborhood or district is run. So it's kind of unique in that way, I think.
Yeah.
At least locally.
I like it.
That's awesome. Yeah, really good. Mike, I gotta say, I think you did a great job as perspective.
Yes.
And really kind of made it a tough choice for power and had some very interesting outcomes with that. And I think it would have been interesting either way it came out, which is awesome.
Yeah, thank you. And I think what I like about a conflict that's kind of like major like that is like I think it highlights all these different aspects of what's going on in this community, whether it's racial identity, whether it's like religious identity, like spiritual identity, like all those cross section is interesting.
Yeah, and the great skill of having an orcish Eye of Grummish be the one to highlight all the multifaceted peoples of a community is very funny. Okay. It is my job. It comes down to me, folks, to tell you how I feel about all this. Willie's conflicted. Somehow, it's like Willie has finally gotten everything he has outwardly been asking for his whole life. The streets are cleaned up, right? We've gotten rid of all the drugs and the badness. The old way of life has come back, right? And things are simpler now the way they used to be. But Willie's restless. He had grown to love to complain about shit. And just doesn't, and now all he can complain, there's nothing to complain about. There's nothing, because he's just going to complain that he wants it to be the way it is. But I don't know that he actually does. I think it's this terrible confliction within Willie, and by extension the rest of this community. And I think I can check up to 2 crises boxes, and I'm checking both of them.
Hell yeah.
I think that, which doesn't quite bring us to a crisis. We will need another crossroad to do this, but it does. Yeah, I think going from being like this boardwalk strip of like action and hype back to like we sell fish and farm sometimes is a really tough transition for the people that are part of that. And if you don't believe me, obviously not while you're watching this amazing stream, but after the stream's over, try putting down the electronics for 20 minutes. It's tough shit, baby.
That's tough, man.
Turn off your TikToks and go read a book.
Or try to create a fictional community to then play people.
Try to create a fictional community with your good friends.
And you then have to worry about the well-being of
It's all fiction.
Playing what's this game? Kingdom 2nd edition by Ben Robbins of Lame Mage Productions.
Hell
My
yeah.
boy.
Heck
My
yeah.
Benny boy.
One free pallet of Grunion to you, my good sir. Excellent game you've created.
And look in the middle of the Grunion for the real treat.
How much time do we want to elapse?
But before we time jump, one thing you see fairly shortly after all this stuff comes into effect is the bunkhouse or the common house door gets closed and a sign gets hammered onto the wood that says "closed for good," because with all these changes, there's not a bunch of homeless residents able to keep the bunkhouse up and running. And poor Rooch Motel in his long black muumuu with a stick and a little bindle over his shoulder. Is that what you call it? I think so. He says, well, it has been a good run, but I need to find somewhere else
That's a good
to
voice.
form an establishment.
That's good.
And he like sadly looks at the bunkhouse that he's slung drugs in for like 40 years and hits the road and takes the trolley to the edge of the run and tries to find a new home somewhere.
Did Rush even get one scene?
Yeah, he's the one who gave Willie his first dose of spree.
Oh, right.
My boy.
I love that Willie's arc perfectly mirrors that of like the community. It's like
Yeah.
Willie's life is an expression of.
He is the ultimate
Like,
touchstone. The ultimate touchstone.
Before we skip time also, is anyone changing rules?
No, we're gonna do that after we skip time, I think.
Okay.
That was my thought, because I am gonna be switching things around, but that's the last part of time passes.
Okay, sorry.
So the first step is there's nothing to be sorry about. We're just playing a game.
Thank you. It's a Canadian
first
in me. I
step-
like to apologize.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Decide how long we want to jump.
I actually think, contrary to what we usually do, a smaller time jump would be good here.
I think
Oh, we've
enough.
only done small ones, no? Have we done a big
No,
one
we've
yet?
done
We've done
years.
years, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean... Okay.
My thought is to give it enough time that like this new way of life has set in, enough for people to get frustrated with it. You know what I mean?
That would
so
only
maybe
take a couple of months to be really, like, realistically. Because, like you said, you go from being this big attraction place, and, like, the day after, it's like you have nothing. I feel like it wouldn't take that long for people to get frustrated.
I think that the kumbaya lasts for a little bit though. I think that give that
Yeah.
positive energy, like the adrenaline carries you a certain degree forward, and then
yeah.
before
you
you
have
really.
the honeymoon period.
Well, here's what I
and-
think. I just think that longer time jumps are more fun than short time jumps. Like I just don't. I just think they're more dramatic. But that's
we
like
can also do
my
that.
thing.
Yeah. We can.
I don't know.
also
That's
do
only
that.
my like. I think it's.
I don't think it has to be crazy. I think a couple years makes sense though.
Yeah.
Unless we want to go a little longer than that, but I think
Yeah, I don't mind really. I think that's good.
You can
Either
also
way.
tie it into what we want the next thing to be. I don't know.
True.
But yeah.
True.
we can. Well, step 2. Let's talk about our characters, because it's the step 2 is the good and the bad. We're going to describe our main character's life, like what changes, that kind of thing. I'm happy to go first with this because I'm going to be pretty quick. I kind of already explained. Willie is fishing again, and people are buying them. And his economics, I don't think, changed that much, right? He's probably selling the fish he can get, and there's only so much demand, and like it was before. He is just more of a frustrated old man than he was. And I think he kind of goes into himself a little bit. And even his like slow gait up and down the run kind of stops. He doesn't go out that much. He got used to some get up and go, and now it's harder for him to get it.
So he doesn't end up putting an illegal smuggling line in.
Yeah, I think you guys use his dock for that, but I don't think he has, as an individual, very much to do with it. Like, it might put a little bit of coin in his pocket, but I think Willie, although he might not admit it, just made the bad choice for himself, for his life. And I'm gonna retire Willie Grunion.
No.
Yeah.
Does he go to a nursing home, or where does he go?
I don't know. I'll leave that up to the world. I think he's still fishing. He's still doing his thing, but not getting around too easy. And kind of the end of it. I think that's where we'll leave him. He might come back at a later time in a different way.
Nice.
But everyone else can also explain what's happening with their characters.
Who wants to start? I have a pretty good idea for talk, although a vague one.
Do it.
So so here's where I'm conflicted. I don't know if I want her to stay power or touchstone, so maybe you guys can put your input on that. But basically, how I see talk through those changes is that she becomes more in touch with her people. She's not leading an organization anymore. She's helping her community build up in order to like make a name for themselves. She's more hands-on with everything. She doesn't send goons anymore like it's her. She's her own person, and she's dealing with individuals. But at the same time, I feel like because of her history, her people look up to her, which is why I'm not sure if she's not power anymore. Like, I feel like she would still hold influence, although she doesn't describe herself as like this figure, like this head of organization anymore.
Does that sound more like touchstone or perspective to you?
I'd say the middle of it is perspective, right? Because like you hold some power. Well, no, actually, I feel like perspective is really detached from the people. I guess touchstone is the closest to the description I gave. But at the same time, she's only like close to like her community, so goblins and minorities, right? Some minorities, not all, but well, what role do you guys want to take on? Maybe that will help me decide.
I am planning on taking on the only role I haven't played yet, so that I get a chance to play it. I'm going to take on power.
Okay.
Yeah, I've played power and perspective, and I haven't played touchstone. But again, I don't know if that makes sense for Honeywell at this point. So I'd love to hear what Mike you're thinking.
Yeah.
So I think Certain stays in the run, like trying to see this to fruition, this thing. And I think he realized it's not going maybe as he thought like it would, or like Grumsh had promised him, that had shown him that it would. So I think he stays for a while, and then one day he picks up and he disappears.
Son of a gun.
And I think he takes him right up to the university.
I'm sad though because it was such a good voice.
And I am also going to retire. Yes, I'm also going to retire.
No. Okay, but Mike, you have to play an orc that has the same voice in a future campaign.
Yeah, we need that voice to stick around.
Please. I love it so much.
And that didn't say he died. I didn't say that.
Good, yeah.
It scratches a good part in my brain when you use that voice. It's good. It's good.
So what's he doing with Marab at the university? Because I don't know.
He's enrolled. Cern's enrolling at the university as a student.
Certain's enrolling.
As a student, yes.
Oh, I see.
He's taking Marab with him.
Cool.
He's like a father student.
He's a father student. Yes.
What's that?
There's a term in French for like pregnant women who go to study.
Which is?
I forgot. You guys put me on the spot. Stop. I don't deal well with pressure. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at is like single father going to study while taking care of a child. There's a term for that.
It's called DILF.
Fuck yeah.
So do you have a role preference for your new character, Mike?
I think my new character is I think I've done power and perspective, so I think I'd like to play Touchstone, ideally.
Okay. So then that leaves me with perspective, which is cool. So I think what Honeywell does is afterwards she has racked up an absolutely obscene amount of corrupt wealth from her role and procures or maybe has built this like ostentatious garish villa that's supposedly like modern Parson architecture, but it's just super tacky. And it's on the shore of the lake. It's got like a pretty sizable plot among the run on one of the edges. And she slowly kind of fades into the background, still has a good finger on the pulse of the criminality of the underground criminality of the run. Partnered up with On TV as a, kind of business partnership. And she sort of fades away from having an active role in making decisions, but she still has a pretty good idea of who the players are. She's well connected. She hosts these lavish parties where certain up-and-comers and debutantes can attend and make connections. And so she kind of enjoys her retirement as I guess she's in her like late 50s now. So pretty old for this time frame for a human. Getting up towards GILF status.
Oh man, I still don't know what I want Talk to be. I think I'll stay power for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you just said touchstone. That's why I said perspective. Did I hear you wrong?
I was hesitating between power and touchstone.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, because I think especially if certain leaves, I think Talk is the only like remnants of this one night where they said like we're gonna make this better. So I think she's like this. She doesn't see herself as a leader, but I think she's kind of a leading figure.
Yeah, and it makes sense too, right? Because you said you have a pretty good feel for the minority factions, and what Grumsh had tried to, what Certain had tried to establish was like a council of, whatever you call it, the council of the people, with representatives from each like faction group, right?
Okay, so I'll stick with power for now.
Cool.
So.
And Rooch is retired. I haven't thought of a new minor character yet, but I'll get that going. And I think Alderman Morgan Honeywell's no longer Alderman, so she's just
Honeywells.
Yeah, just Morgan Honeywell.
Okay.
Regular ass, hell yeah.
Regular
Faust
ass.
the Fetter.
Oh, we're not there yet.
I know, it's tantalizing me.
Okay, the next step is let's play the game. But I'll tell you, if anyone puts up a finger during this step, I'm gonna break it off. Not really. Step 3 is Crisis Fades. I'm gonna count to 3 and everyone hold up a finger for how what can you do? You can hold up 1 to 5 fingers to see how much of our crisis fades. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Whoa!
I'm scared.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we are not going to fade our crisis. God, I wanna
Crisis.
And then new characters. We can explain the couple of us who are playing new characters if you want to go first. Former certain.
Okay. Yeah, I am playing Glenda, Tiffany, Wabrock, Kelk's Vigil Force Fiasco.
See, this one doesn't scratch the right part in my brain.
Say the name again.
Are you playing a gnome?
I'm playing a little gnome girl named Glinda, Tiffany, Wabblerock, Helxus, Vilgefort's Fiasco.
Whoa.
If you can type that in so I can copy and paste it, that would be stupendous. I fucking love it. And who is this Vigilfort?
I'm a rancher's daughter, and Pa sent me here to study at the university.
And you don't live in the dorms, you live in the fucking run?
I never been in a big city before.
Wait, actually, we never established that. How close is the run to the university?
Not close.
That's like fucking not close.
No, that's fine. It's just where the lake is. It's not terribly close.
She got to Parsa and immediately got lost.
She's never attending university, guys.
And she finds this restaurant that's called The University in the run.
Well, I'm here now. All right, Glinda. Oh my god, it doesn't even fit in the character sheet. I love gnomes, guys. For those of you that are maybe watching right now but haven't played Dungeons and the Dragons with me, I fucking love gnomes. I can't even tell you. Oh my god, if you have a name that is short enough to fit on a single character sheet, you're not playing a gnome right, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I will be playing Fausta Feda. I am an Arakokra. Thank you very much. I am but a simple traveling salesman, mostly door to door. I will be going up and down the rug, selling the best of the wares that we have to make your lives easier.
He's powered?
Modern conveniences for a modern lifestyle.
Yeah, how the hell is that power? I'm excited to see how that plays out.
Yes, so very kind of you to say, of course.
We, my replacement minor character, are we at that stage yet?
Sure, yeah.
We're gonna have a Triton, I believe.
Ooh.
Who has taken residence in the Central Fountain. It goes by the name of Old Vasily.
Love it. Can you type that in too, just so I can make sure I spell it correctly?
Ooh, Glinda with a Y, I just noticed. That's a sexy way to spell
How many Y's you got? How many V's you got, bitch?
it.
Old Vasily. As a Triton. Nice. I'll keep Jean-Luc.
Of course.
The big grump.
What's he up to, though? Is he still talks like...
Oh, yeah, I just do whatever Auntie says. Oh, yeah.
But we're bestie. It's not like I'm his...
We're best friends.
Yeah.
I when I give her chocolate milk, I put an extra scoop in and then stir it real good so it's not crunchy.
Jean-Luc is the best, man.
You don't like the crunchy little dry powder chunks in your milk? No?
You gotta stir real right good.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to love those, man.
We're not the same, you and I.
So, what the hell's happening with Lizzie now that her brothel was banned?
Oh my god, I didn't even think of this.
Yeah, you got a minor character there too.
Guys, wait, did we ban prostitution outright?
Yep, I banned prostitution. That's what you wanted.
I know.
You're welcome.
I know. Shit. I think I'm gonna get us another secondary character. I think I'm retiring Lizzie.
All right, you gotta
Where does
think
she
on that
go,
one.
though? We need to know.
What happens to Elizabeth?
We also have Feats Fiasco, if you need a minute to think.
Oh no, I'm returning Mama Mello.
Let's go!
Yes!
Let's go!
Future 20XX Mello. It's, power armor. full 40k, mom.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I think Lizzie pops a dream and never makes it out.
Oh my god, that's so sad. Devastating.
And
But what does she see? What's her dream?
the biggest, best orgy you've ever seen.
Oh my
And my new secondary character, I'm gonna take the opportunity to practice my little free runner of Elen.
Nice.
So her name is Faye. She's a little human girl of like, well, let's give her like 16 years old, around. So she's a teenager.
Faye, like
Fay.
Feywild or Feywild?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
You still gotta update Rouge Motel, Matt.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I have a cat ass right in the way of making sure I spelled old. Old Vasily correctly. Wunderbar. All right.
Is that everything for setup?
That's everything except for me to get rid of the stuff from the old one. And now it's just us determining what is our crossroads. The crossroads, dear listener, is of course asking us, the players, will the kingdom... And we fill in the rest of that sentence. We will, of course, be filling this in and doing what could very well be the final crossroads of this game of Kingdom in about 5 minutes after we take a break. Everyone's gonna go ahead and use that potty.
All right.
Don't you drip on the seat? You better wipe it up. Be polite.
Be right back in 5, people. We're back.
Some Di Serono on the rocks.
Look at that beautiful circular ice
Oh,
sphere.
yes, indeed. I love these rocks glasses. They're so pretty.
He's power now, so he has a power cocktail.
Exactly.
I don't know what you mean. I am Fausta Feder. I am so door-to-door salesman.
Which is more scary than if you said, yeah, he's a
I just
supreme
got
overlord of the run. Like, it's more scary that he has... Yeah, he's just the janitor. What?
I just figured out the character. Oh, I'm pumped for this now.
Have you figured me out?
I believe so.
I
No.
have not, but I'm
you truly
also
have.
always the one that last figures shit out, so it's fine. I'm used to it.
What is our crossroads, people?
Okay, guys, I thought of the last one. I can't do it again. My brain's kapoop. I see
And
somebody
I
else
thought
do
of
it.
the first one, so it's not me either.
Guys, I literally did not prepare for this. If you want to sit there waiting 10 minutes for me to find something, that's fine, but like that's not entertaining to watch.
Let us think. Let me go to now. Remember. Let us go into the fantasy. Hang on, wait a minute. Let me
Delete this.
lovely. Let us go into this fantasy world and see exactly where we are. Back into a pastoral situation. Simple farmers and fishermen now sell their wares in front of the boarded up old casinos and showrooms of yore. Instead of showgirls showing their legs, we have Grunion
Cowgirls.
flopping in the streets.
Wait, Grunion run in the streets?
They flop around. I dropped them.
God.
Oh shit, I dropped my Grunion. Watch it flop.
No, that's where it comes from, guys. Grunion can move across their land. They can.
But
post that
do
video.
they is what I'm asking. I'm asking if they can.
I have an idea, I think.
The Grunion migration is beautiful to build.
What's the idea?
We didn't do the interreligious strife yet, right?
We hinted at
It's
it.
shown
in the last
it's shown its head a bit.
Because like I'm thinking now that we have all of those free buildings, vacant buildings and stuff, like now would be the perfect time to build like houses of worships and like just like churches. I don't know what your religions use, but and like buildings made for worship. Or
Okay.
we go the whole like neutral way because there's so much diversity that we don't want to show preference. So it's like, do we prioritize worship or do we not? It's a bit hazy as an idea, but I'm working on it.
Okay. So we're going from opium to opiate of the people.
Yeah. Has to be a replacement now, yeah.
Yeah. So, can you rephrase again what the decision would be? Will the kingdom?
It's still hazy, so if you guys want to help me, but like it's basically, do we prioritize worship or do we make the run a more like neutral place?
I have an alternative one that I'm thinking about.
Yes.
Okay. We know the city of Parsa, although our listeners might not. But city of Parsa is way up on a mountaintop, surrounded by frozen lands, and it is the only like livable, happy, farmable land around. I think maybe the city of Parsa requests that since these buildings are vacant, which I got the idea when Eve was speaking, that maybe they would give a stipend to the people of the run if they demolished most of the buildings and just became an entirely agrarian sector.
I didn't understand. I'm so sorry.
So-
that was a lot of big words.
Yeah. So like it's kind of like some people are like have all different ideas of what this run could be, right? It's almost like a blank slate because there's nothing there. But like maybe officials in the city of Parsa were like, well, if all these old buildings, instead of turning them into something else, get rid of them and farm all the land. We need farms. We can always use more food. If you will subsidize you if you farm all the land, but you're stuck. This land is stuck as farmland.
So it's either.
Well, I mean, that's perfect. Like with what you've just said. So either we repurpose all the buildings into houses of worship, or we tear the entire thing down and turn it into farmland.
Well, it's not neither or those. A yes or no.
Yeah, it's a will the.
Where does it say that? Show me the rule.
It's on the. It's on the paper right there.
So your crossroad is, are we urbanizing or not? I'm trying to understand. I'm so sorry.
Not urban, quite the opposite. Tearing down most of the buildings and being stuck as farmland from now on.
But so that's the thing. Either we do that and we get stuck there, or we urbanize.
No, we either do that, or no, we don't do that, and we could do anything else.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, if you choose this thing, because it's like taking grant money, right?
Yeah.
Once you take that money, once you're doing that, you're stuck at that.
Okay.
Or you and that's why I like it as a will the kingdom do that? Decide to get rid of the buildings. We are a farming community now. That's what we're going to be. Or will we say no to that, and then it's open. We can do anything.
Okay. I'm fine with it. Yeah.
Yeah. And one of those other options we could explore through the scenes is the church idea.
Yeah, 100. Well, I like that as being an option.
Yeah.
We don't have to turn all the buildings into churches, but if we have to tear them all down, then none of them get to be churches, or restaurants, or yada yada yada. They don't get to be anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! Oh, that's bad. I don't like that. We need restaurants.
Yeah, I want a place to eat.
With all this grunion being brought in, what the hell? Where's our sushi bar?
Yeah.
Fried grunion, smoked grunion.
What kind of grunion you want?
Grunion gumbo.
We got it all.
Grunion cocktail.
And that's like where I live. There's this tax law where you can choose to have your trees, like your land, used for forestry. And if you do that, there's a bunch of like tax cuts, but you also are tied to it, and pulling it back out is expensive and really annoying. So
Rhode Island has the Farm Forest and Open Space Act, and that's exactly 100% what I was thinking of. It's we'll subsidize you. It's great, but you're in it after that.
Yeah, and pulling it out costs like an arm and a leg.
Yep.
Cool.
So
I just noticed the tavern we were trying to remember was called Oh Lord Tavern. I'd finally.
Oh Lord! Right, because you asked me a name and I was like, oh Lord.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Right.
We need our first scene. Oh, friends of mine.
Let's introduce the new characters. Come on, guys.
Wait, are we all new characters? That's crazy.
Except me. So
No,
it's you guys.
only my minor changed.
Yeah, Morgan Honeywell's
Oh,
the
true.
same. I don't want to go first because I'm introducing a new character. The way I think I'm more reacting to the things that are happening.
I feel like we're being shy today in today's session.
Yeah, because I was about to say, like, I'd really love to see Fausta come and try to cold sell some shit to Honeywell's mansion, maybe in the future.
I would love something to riff off of because he's brand new. I would love something to riff off of that happened already before I introduce Fausta.
Okay, well,
I'm happy to see Jean-Luc.
I didn't realize that.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we need the first scene to like introduce
I'll add that in.
the crossroad, right? So maybe Talk is discussing, like, she's in front of this old pub, and you know, like her people, they have like demolition tools and stuff, and she's just looking at it like with her arms like this on her arms. She's like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this? So who is she talking to for that? Who do you guys think would be appropriate?
Well, Jean-Luc would definitely be there as a minor.
Yeah, of course. If Talk
Would
is there,
Glinda
Jean-Luc is
be-
there.
Is Glinda in? It's
She can be anywhere, baby. I mean, that's an interesting combo. But I was like, okay, sure, yeah, sure, why not? Fuck it.
Wait,
Morgan ain't about to be rolling up her sleeves. She's living the high life in the mansion. So
It's like a vacant building.
yeah.
where you guys are?
It's
Yeah.
like
I think your goons go in there and they find Glinda curled up, asleep inside this derelict building.
Nice.
I think okay, let's do that. So Talk arrives with her people, and whether you're knocked out or not, there's like sounds of like hammers hammering, because they're just like checking if it's still hammering, you know, before doing the job. Stuff like that.
Am I in danger of getting caught?
No, don't worry.
Collapse.
Talk is here. She
Okay.
makes the safety measures, and so Talk will enter
Oh,
the
no.
building to see if there's any like little people without a home in
There
there.
are little people, and
Yeah.
there's actually one little person, and see this little slight kind of gnome girl, tiny pink hair and pigtails up, and then she is kind of spooning this baby. It's like a pot-bellied piglet. That's just like perfectly round.
Like a real pig?
Mike is like, "Are you seriously asking?"
Is it a stuffed toy or a real pig?
We'll have to
I'm
see, my
trying to
friend,
understand.
in this scene right now.
Hey, hi. Does it bite? Oh, sorry. Hi. My name's Talk.
Hello there, and I'll put on my little.
And
hand
she gives you the most energetic handshake you've ever had.
out.
Sorry.
I'm Linda. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm sorry I woke you up. But you know, me and my people, we're gonna tear the place down, so I thought maybe you'd like to evacuate first.
Oh, thanks for the consideration.
Yeah.
Auntie, I'm gonna start shaking the support beam real light.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shake it real hard.
Just let me get out first, Jean-Luc, okay?
I'm.
Well, Tuber, be polite, and she's gonna pick up her little piglet's little hoof, and she's gonna put out like he's shaking her hand.
She's gonna, instead of this energetic handshake, she takes her fingers and she's like, yeah.
The
So, like,
pig just snoot in, and then just full on licks you in the face.
oh my god, he's so
It's
cute!
like, bites the tongue. Yeah, this is Tuber. He's my hog.
Tuber. I don't think I've ever seen you around. So are you new here?
Yeah, well, Pa's a rancher, and I'm new in the city, and I'm trying to find the university, but I think I got turned around somewhere on the line.
Turned around, girly, you're on the wrong side of town, I'm afraid.
Well, it doesn't even look not much of a city around here. It looks like back home, more likely.
You know I should have brought like a saw or something. I keep shaking it, but it's not falling down.
Well, it might be for the best, Jean-Luc, because I'm still inside.
You can go out, and she gets on her pig to like ride it like a little.
Oh wow,
horse.
he's strong. Yeah.
He's stout.
Yeah. You brought him from the ranch?
Yeah, well, he's my best friend.
If
Really, my only friend.
I can be your friend.
Oh, that's so. Everyone in the city's been real mean so far.
Yeah, listen, you can't really focus on that because the people they're a bit like stuck up because basically, okay, since you're new in town, I'll give you the rundown. We used to be like really bad people, but really rich people.
Yeah, I've been finding skeletons. Skeletons in most of these
Yeah.
buildings.
Don't ask too many questions.
Some of them are like
though.
crazy.
Listen,
Okay.
I'm giving you a rundown, but I'll spare you the details.
Auntie, there's like a dead bird person in here. Can I use their beak as an axe, or is that disrespectful?
No, you bring him to the Arakukras, Jean-Luc, and you give him proper burial or fire death.
Oh, okay, Auntie. Oh, a piggy.
Yeah, look at him.
Jean-Luc, come on.
Yeah. So yeah, we used to be really bad people, but really successful. And now we decided to be good people, but we're not so successful anymore. As you can see, well, like you said, it's like back at the ranch. It didn't used to look like that.
Yeah, well, so here's what I'm confused about. You're a goblin?
What gave it away? The green skin or the ugly nose?
My mom told me that you all eat little gnome babies.
Well, your pa and ma are not very well educated on the topic.
No, they're really not. I think they sent me to the wrong place because this don't look like no university at all.
I mean, you're in the right city, just not the right neighborhood.
So, like, yeah, basically, like, I mean, I'm good with farm equipment. I can usually rig something together. Need
Well,
help with that.
I was gonna say, like, since you're a ranger, so you know how farm stuff works. Well, how do you think animals would handle this place? Like horses and cows, pigs, like piglets here.
Piglets?
Yeah.
I'll walk out of and just like look around. How does the land like look? Like, I guess I'm asking you this because like Talk is like the one in charge here. Like, is it like small? All these like small little individual plots? Is it like much more like
So
industrial?
okay, the way I always imagined the run is like there's a lot of concrete or like fucking coarse dirt. I never saw like greenery ever. I never saw that for the run. And
He has these this big grove of trees. That's where like most of the.
yeah, for the Arakukras, but
Yeah.
we haven't. Well, we did burn down their trees, didn't we?
No.
No, we didn't. Okay.
No, that was one of the old ideas that we didn't do.
Right, okay, so there's still that place that's green, but other than that, I just imagine concrete, dirt, no grass whatsoever, and there's this big lake that used to be really polluted, but fortunately it's not anymore. At the end of the day, I think farming would be good the way I see it, but maybe not like ranching. I don't think animals like are suited for this place, realistically speaking.
But I'm saying like so now, but that space has been converted into farmland. Is that what's happened basically?
Not yet.
Like,
Not yet, we're discussing the ideas of.
oh, but I'm saying it's like 2 years in the future, so none of those have been converted. Like we should jump 2 years.
So that's the crossroad we're on, right? Are we going to commit to being farmland or not?
Some of it probably has, but not like the majority.
I think
That's
there's.
kind of what I was thinking.
I think in the
Yeah.
2 years we focus more on tearing down plots so that we can then use everything to rebuild like at a reasonable pace.
We should have, like, museums should have popped up. Like, it wasn't just gardens that we had settled on, right?
for sure, for sure.
So there should be plenty of buildings left, plenty of abandoned casinos at this point, and Talk is leading the charge, as far as I can tell,
Yeah.
on converting it.
Well, I mean, I guess I could put my 2 cents in. I think that I don't know. Ranch would be the best place. The best place for that. But I mean, farming's great and all, but I kind of thought this was going to be the big city.
Yeah, well, you were wrong. Listen, maybe one day, but right now we need to focus on rebuilding. Because, well, yeah, like you can see, there's a lot of vacant buildings and none of them, well, most of them host a lot of dead bodies. So we need to get rid of
Oh,
that.
I know. I'm seeing some
Yeah.
real dark stuff in there.
I'm so sorry.
Well, I'll be happy. I'm happy to help in any way I can, and me and Tuber will put our best if you could like feed us.
But Jean-Luc,
Yeah, Auntie.
did you pack extra sandwich for lunch?
I do. I have a ham and cheese right here.
Can you give Glenda a ham and cheese sandwich, please?
Auntie, you can't feed a pig ham.
No, it's not the pig. It's the little girl.
That's cannibalism.
Don't feed ham to the pig, but feed ham to the girl.
Oh, little girl, here. Don't tell the pig.
Oh, I'm not really going to eat no ham either, but Tuber loves cheese, and I just take some cheese out and toss it to him.
Well, yeah, I hope there's no ham juice on this cheese, because that'd be sad.
He's a pig. He don't really care no much. Hogs don't really much care what they eat, to be honest.
Well, you know.
In my when I was younger, I thought I was gonna be a bunny rabbit farmer. Every time I pet the bunnies, though, they don't move
Oh.
a lot no more.
Well, they give him some made of sterner stuff, but do you want a whole tuber?
Yes.
Okay, but go easy.
little-
Go easy, Jean-Luc. Jean-Luc, easy.
He just starts making biscuits.
Yeah. Well, you know, it may not be the university, but I think you have a nice. I think we could make space for you.
Can't wait to meet all the interesting folks I'm gonna see here.
I will say, if you see like, okay, listen, she's old. She dresses really tacky. She always has like freshly manicured nails. Okay, avoid her. She's not cool. We don't like her.
Okay, I don't like that person.
No, we don't like that person.
I think Tuber really likes your friend here.
Yeah. No, Jean-Luc is very
representing-
lovable, you know. So.
Yeah, he's sweet.
I think it's
Alright.
purring.
Oh, that means about to poop. You better get steer clear.
Oh, put up your squiggle tail.
Projectile. Oh yeah, there goes. There goes. All right. Well, great. Thanks. Can I call you? What should I call you?
Talk.
Talk.
Some
Auntie.
people. Yeah, I was gonna say some people call me auntie, but that's from the past.
You're a little. Are you old enough to be an auntie?
Auntie isn't about age; it's about knowledge.
whatever you say, Tom. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Is this the scene? I think we established that talk.
I think it established the like. I think her coming in and being like, I expected to see the city, and I'm looking at a ruin. What is happening?
I love
overgrown
that Talk
ruin.
could've just like told her where the university is and just didn't.
Great. I think that's great. Yeah.
And what I tried to establish with Talk is that so far she's leaning towards making this like a full-on farming district, but like she's still wondering. She's looking at her options.
Yeah, and I think that's touched on the emotion I'm expressing is touched on his disappointment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Will carrying the torch from Willie. Because I feel like touchstone shouldn't like wildly be like, it shouldn't be like a giant jump in touchstone. Like, it should like it's a thread you continue. It's like a river. You know what I mean?
Unless there's a reason to. Unless there's a reason to have a giant jump. Yeah. Nice.
But everyone was like really like, oh, this is what we signed up for. Then, like,
So what did we learn anything about our crossroad? Any conclusions?
The positions of characters, basically.
You are the only one that comes up with those. You can do it as a reaction to the scene since you weren't in the scene.
So I gotta keep thinking about it. I don't know if we learned enough. I think. Okay. Oh, I have an idea. So one of the results of yes committing to being farmland going forward is that all of the deaths and remains will be found, and that's going to have some religious impact because
but don't
all
we
of
already
the proper barrels
doesn't everyone already know about that?
Well, not found as in like people will suddenly find out about it, but physically the bodies will need to be moved for the buildings to be demolished and turned into farmland. So there's going to be some friction with different religions depending on how they
handle
think
the
about
deads.
that.
They find Auntie's ziggurat of skulls in the grotto.
Okay. Sounds good. I think, if I may be so bold, I think Fausta may go to regular ass Morgan Honeywell.
We lost him.
Yeah, we lost him.
It's the thunder that got him.
He got banished. He'll be back in a
To the
minute.
Shadow Realm.
Yeah, it's going in and out pretty regularly. Did you guys hear what I said at least?
That's
Though,
what she
sorry.
No.
We heard Fausta is gonna go to regular ass.
Regular ass Morgan Honeywells for a house call.
I like that. The idea I had that was going to incorporate that part as well was Morgan is throwing a party where Mama Mello has been commissioned for a private performance.
I actually think that may not necessarily be Fausta's bag.
So I'm not saying she's invited. I'm saying that during the party, there's interruptions, such as some sort of parkour bullshit on the roof of the mansion and door-to-door salesman suddenly showing up. But if that doesn't jive with what you're going with, then we can...
That's less what I was thinking. Maybe this is the morning of that party? Does that make sense? Like this might be the morning of, and maybe things are getting ready, and you're kind of getting some last-minute logistics, and the servants are getting things ready. But I'm thinking this is actually just a one-on-one scene.
Yeah, let me go write a song, guys. Give me a hot sec.
Yeah, well, we'll give you a chance to mellow your mamas, and no, but I think maybe because I'm assuming you have servants, right? Like you're not doing shit yourself.
Oh, yeah. No, she's like wheeling and dealing. She's walking around with her wine and her high heels, and pointing her long nails around at where things need to be and the decorations aren't right.
Yeah, and I think one of your is like, Mademoiselle, there is a door-to-door salesman at the door that would like to show you his wares. I told him you are very busy, but he is rather insistent.
That's good. That was so good. That was so good.
Door-to-door sale. I don't have time for that. Look, the buffet table's not on the right side of the fountain here. What's going on?
Oh, I will move the buffet table to be sure, but Mademoiselle, he is already on his way in. He should be here tout de suite.
Oh my god, you know
Let
that?
him in? Oh, I mean, okay. She brushes her hair down, smooths her pencil skirt. She's wearing like different shades of white and cream today. And she'll clop on over to the. Why is it so hard to say? Jeez. Over to the front door.
World.
And already inside your foyer, maybe presumptuously, looking around the architecture and also at the tables and everything being splayed out for your party tonight, is an Aarakocra, a stork. Aarakocra, long neck and this head that kind of swivels on the top as he looks around. Well dressed, a suit and a thick tie that goes under the vest that he's wearing. Small glasses that look like they're gonna slide right down his long beak, but don't. And as he sees you, he turns around and says, a little like case, almost like one of those like old school like doctor cases, like in his hand. And he turns around and says, Fraulein Honeywell, so good to meet you. May I introduce myself? My name is Fausta Feder.
Fausta Feather. Feather like what you're covered in?
No, not at all. Sorry. Do you have a private place where we could talk? Perhaps I could show you what I have.
Listen, can you just tell me here? I'm in the middle of planning this party. We're gonna have a big.
This way, I'm sure, would be fine. And he kind of like points in the direction and will lead you into your office.
Honeywell does like one of a couple bodyguards who follow along.
Okay. And as they get to the door, Fausta turns around, looks at them and says, "A gentleman, please wait outside," and closes it on them. This is how you exert. This is how you exert power, baby.
You're making me uncomfortable. You're in my house. You're ordering my staff around, and you're here with a briefcase, and you won't tell me what you're selling. I mean,
no orders. Of course, I heard that you are having the most wonderful of parties this evening. Please let me show you. And he puts down the case and kind of unclips it and opens it up and says, I'm sure you know that when you are entertaining guests, yes, they are in your house. They are not how so much, what do you say, conscientious as those that serve you or that live in the house regularly. They are always spilling things. But you can see here, and he takes out this little vial. He says, these normally, and he gets a little stopper and takes a little bit, and he puts like these red drops all over your like hardwood nice floors that you have or tile or whatever it is, and it like splats, and he says, very difficult stains to get out. Take this rag. I will show you. Try it yourself. Try to get out. It will not go.
You expect me to kneel down in this?
I will show you. Trust me.
Not at all.
I show you. And he gets down on all fours and takes it and he starts scrubbing. And the top layer comes away, but it leaves these red streaks. And he says, see, it is stained. No, it will not. And he kind of spits on it and tries to get it off, but it doesn't quite come off. He says, you see, it does not come off.
These Aristorcras.
All right. But I will show. And he goes and he gets this, like, this container. He unscrews the top. And it's this white powder. And he's like, with this, and he kind of sprinkles it over the top like Ajax cleaning material. He says, you let it sit 10 seconds. That's all it needs. And he closes it, and he gets back on all fours, and he says, and the watch, look at this. Miraculously, it has gone away. A perfectly clean floor. Miraculous, you must say. And he takes the handkerchief thing and he puts it in his bag and he says, after a big party such as this, I am sure you will not want scrapes or scratches or dents or other spills all over your beautiful home. These are wonderful tools to help keep it clean.
Very impressive presentation, Fausta, if I may call you.
Thank you, my lady.
The way you sprinkled that white powder really reminded me of my youth.
I know what you say. Yes. I did hear, if I'm not being too forward to say, that in your younger days, you were a bit more on the wild side, no?
I still got a little bit of the wilderness in me.
Yes, of course, I see what you are saying. Yes. This place, the run, Gold Run, yes, it was called Gold very recently.
I think it still is, unless there's been a name change I'm not aware of.
Yes, the Gold Run, it seems to have tarnished a bit.
Indeed it has.
Why is that, if I may ask?
Well, a few years ago we had a big decision, and I enacted the will of the people, which was to prohibit all the fun and exciting things that brought the people here and the money along with it.
That is it, of course, yes. I've heard this. You were once alderman, yes? And you signed bills into law, and now all of these things that were going on are now illegitimate. Is that correct?
You could say that, yes. Illegitimate's a good way of phrasing it.
Very good, of course, yes. And at the same time, you gave up your power.
It's no longer needed. I'm retired. I'm enjoying my golden years, throwing parties and having a good time with my friends. Getting interrupted by traveling feathered salespeople.
With so much grace, you give up a position of power. It is to be commended, of course. What a thing to do. And this beautiful home you have. This beautiful home, well polished now, yes. In the future, I'm sure, yes, well polished home that you have.
Listen, I'm not too interested in your powder. You should probably see my housekeeper for cleaning products. She probably orders that stuff weekly, monthly. If you're an approved vendor for, Honeywell Estate.
Do you see, yes. I create this cleaning solution myself. I studied myself at the University of Parsa. When in my younger years, a bit of a chemist, if you will.
Oh, they're just letting anyone in these days, huh?
You make me laugh. Yes. Of course you are joking. Yes, I do. I make these chemical concoctions. They do make people's life better. Yes, and then I sell them. This will clean the spots. I have other ones that will
Yes, let's talk about the other ones.
a scar away. Yes, a woman. If birth is difficult, they will cut her. Yes, this will remove the scar entirely and make her skin as smooth as the whelp that has released from her. Yes.
Well, I don't have any kids, so that one's not for me.
No,
but
no, of course not. Of course not. You are a beautiful woman. You do not need anything cosmetic. However, when I was in university, I was mostly drawn, of course, you see, to the power of dreams.
now we're talking.
Yes.
Why don't we have a seat? And in the corner of this particular room, there's like a potted palm tree.
Yes.
With seats.
And he brings out this little other dark colored thing with like another like little stopper drippy thing in it, and he puts it aside and he's kind of rummaging around in his bag, and he says, you see, the amazing thing with dreams are, of course, that's the worst part about them. Always the worst part about them. And as he turns around, he has one of those old like doctor plague masks over his big long beak, and in this kind of echoey voice he says, the worst part is waking up from them. And he just knocks that vial off the table, and as you run, it crashes, and the world goes black. Morgan,
so, I can be DMing this game too, right?
Well, I was thinking of who I want.
I love it. No, it's great. Let's keep going.
This is good. Hell of a sales pitch.
You're in a world of blackness.
Oh, we're continuing. I thought we were done.
Yeah, you're in the you're getting. Get ready.
Totally dark. And pushing his way out of, and like a pillar of smoke that dissipates around him, Fausta, still with this mask on, walks closer to you.
Why'd you do that?
You see, this was a very lucrative place to sell my wares.
You can still sell your wares. I can hook you up. The back channel's still active.
So much trouble with the underground. So much difficulty moving product.
What are you talking about? It's like 10 times the price now. You only gotta sell one vial for 10 in the past.
I think, Honeywell, you did not do a great job with the run. I think now it will be mine.
I'm not even the one you should be dealing with. I told you I'm retired. You know who really runs this place?
Me.
Well, you're gonna have to deal with Nerfling Talk as well, if you haven't heard of her.
The ground falls out underneath Morgan. And Morgan falls and becomes someone else. Morgan is born again. As a small goblin nerfling, brought up by an auntie who is tough, but loving in her own way.
Say it ain't so.
You live your life and that auntie dies. And in your grief are thrown with the power yourself to take over. And you watch your life around you fade away as everything you've built crumbles. You retire. You find love. You settle down. You have some nerflings of your own to boss around. You kill your mate in a jealous fit of rage.
He had it coming.
You die sad and alone. And then Morgan opens her eyes in the blackness again.
What are you doing to me?
You are having a party tonight, Morgan Honeywell.
Not so sure anymore.
I will give you party favors to pass out. And that is where I think we can end the scene.
What does this have to do with farmland?
Moment when I realized that I thought of something, and then Matt's now going to use it against me. I'm like, fuck. Or I guess all of us. Like, wait a minute. Hold up.
I thought you were freaking setting me up to have Morgan's life as talk.
That was awesome. Yeah, like that's what you live. That's like
more or less. Yeah, some version of it.
Yeah.
That's so scary. Fuck. This is a
Yeah.
scary fucking character, guys. I'm spooked. I'm spooked and I'm ooked.
Ooh.
I think this just gave, because we've been playing this very lightly, this just showed us the potential this game has.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Well,
I'm like, I'll play a little gnome girl with a little cute pig, and Matt's like, I'm coming for all of you.
Buckle your seatbelts.
I mean, they say that with power, when you say things, like when you order that things are going to happen, they happen. So
true.
like, I think it's creepy just to be like ordering Honeywell's servants to stay outside the door in her own house because you're not power, so they're going to listen to me. To some extent, you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
Especially with a minor character, you can do a lot to minor characters. They're kind of like they really don't have power
yeah.
of any kind.
Oh,
That's
So if we don't commit to farmland going forward, we're gonna have a big problem with rats in the town because of all the abandoned buildings.
I think my reaction to this, and I like to have a reaction to the scene, and I think it's you just see like Glinda out there in the fields like with talk, and like using that kind of gnomish ingenuity to like fix what they're doing. Like you're actually plowing this completely wrong. It's not staying over the soil. Like this is how you should do it. This is how you like turn it over correctly, and like actually like starting to mechanize some of these things to make them more efficient.
No-till farming, huh? Nitrogen? Sounds important.
I actually would like to react as well. With my secondary character, but Matt, answer me this: what does this look like for like someone watching from the outside?
what does what look like?
You drugging the fuck out of anyone?
Yeah, imagine you're a parkour artist on the roof of a mansion looking into the skylight.
I was literally gonna say that. You spoiled it.
Oh shit, sorry.
I think Honeywell is passed out, laying down on her back. And I think while this is happening, Fausta just says, "Oh dear," and just leaves and lets everyone know that she's like right away. Doesn't like hang out like the second you fall. It's just, "Oh dear, something has happened to Fraulein." And this, like, if your person's on the like, this is what you're seeing. Something has happened to Fraulein. Come quick. I think she needs. Here, try these smelling salts. And just hands them over, and then just walks out of the house.
Okay, so I think Faye is involved in the underground and the illegal business of drugs now, right? And she's actually like a carrier. She delivers to dealers and whatnot. So she uses the roofs in order to avoid security that may be on the streets. So she's doing her run, delivering her shit, and she happens on to take a rest on the roof of Honeywell, where there's a convenient skylight into her office, and she sees that and she goes, "The fuck," and she thinks it's better not to rest there for too long, and she continues her run. But for now, that's the end of my reaction. I'm introducing her as I think she might, if we do another crossroads, she might take over as primary character. So I'm kind of giving her importance, but not any power.
Okay. Makes sense. That is our second scene for the crossroads.
So you had that was your scene.
Mhm.
Needs to have a scene still. Andre, your character part needs to have a scene, right? Because you haven't been at it
Yeah, now everything changed though.
yet. Okay.
You're having a party.
A party.
Yeah, we can't call it off at this point. What else we got? We have had, yeah. So also looking at the time, do we want to do another scene or do we want to
Ooh,
pause
that is
on
actually
this
a good point.
spicy turn of events? And
I didn't realize it was so late, but I have been a very sleepy panda, and I have an early day tomorrow. Maybe that. Sorry.
yeah, I'm
that
good with
might-
that.
That might be a good place, and we'll do the last 3 scenes, and possibly, who knows? We might get a crisis. Who knows? I don't know.
Ooh,
I don't know. We might get there.
that works.
Next time.
I think that's probably the way to end it. Is that horrifying fucking nightmare sequence?
Yep.
That's a good spot. It's really hard to be like.
It's hard to
Okay.
beat. It's hard to beat. So
Yeah.
Well, I think it just poses a lot of new questions. Like, there's actually something much darker lurking in this. Like, it's like this is like the storyline. Like, the crossroads. There's actually something much darker lurking within this conflict.
and I think it introduces this like we have 2 power characters, and I feel like it introduces this like hero villain kind of display, and I like it
Right.
because I think it'd
Because
be
of course-
interesting.
Of course, Fausta is
The hero.
the hero.
Duh.
He is here to make your life better. Of course.
Duh. No, Talk is definitely the villain. Don't worry.
Well, Talk is like the last of that old regime now, so it's interesting. She was like the young up and comer, and now she's like the old. Now she's like the only one left.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, every villain, quote unquote villain you've ever fought in a game of D&D that I've made has definitely been the protagonist main character in my, mental story that I'm telling. Like,
Matt, why do you think I like betraying the party so much?
wow.
Like, I'm not gonna fight against you on that. We're
When have you
good.
actually? You keep saying that. When have you actually betrayed the party, though?
I mean, like, twice? Well, Elvrith is like, she's crossing lines, you know?
Hey. No. We're not talking about that.
I know, but like, it's
Nope.
not a secret. She told
It's
the party,
sure.
like...
Different thing. Hope literally fought with the enemy,
Yeah.
literally fought against the rest of the
Yeah.
party. So that's one.
But you
Yeah,
know,
that was a
but
Betray.
I like the fact that they're still great characters, you know? Like,
Oh,
Hope,
absolutely.
Hope has
Love it.
great values, and Elvrith, well, she's not a bad person, but she wants to do bad things.
To everyone
want-
watching that understands all of the context
Sorry,
of what we were just
sorry.
discussing,
I got lost.
you're welcome. You're welcome for the deep dive.
I just want a scene of Willie training Morale to become a fisherman.
Yes,
I just need
please.
that, like,
Yes, please.
like nautical.
Well, you take the pole, you throw it out, and you just sit down and shut the fuck up, and something hits it. That's it, boy.
The Guardian
What?
basically half right in the boat. They just half right to you.
Yeah. This is just for the
They
looks.
want to be caught. They want to be caught.
Just keep your mouth closed, or else you're gonna catch it in your teeth.
All right,
Alright.
thank you everyone for watching what may be the penultimate session of this game. We'll see how
Yeah.
it goes next time.
Ooh.
Which means you need to log in next time because that will make it the ultimate session.
And when is
Dun,
next
dun,
time?
dun.
That's a great question.
We'll let you
everybody.
know on our socials.
Yeah, get on Discord. That's where you're gonna see it. That's it. Bye.
Actually, yes. But follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, everywhere. All right, people. Good night.
Bye.